touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
I don't wanna feel this way, but it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. just that stupid. Maybe just a little time can make you change your mind about us. I thought that we were meant to be. Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. For you. For
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. Tonight we have no agenda. It has been a crazy week for me, but I really wanted to hang out with you guys tonight. So we're just gonna chill out. I have a couple, we can talk about what I've been doing this week, but I don't really have anything to show you guys. I've been playing around with my Insta360 One RS, comparing it to my 1-inch edition and my regular 4K. And I've done, so far this week, I've done a like a low light test. I walked all around this apartment complex, got some really cool shots, learned a lot in that low light test. And then I created a drone mission with my Inspire One, and it was kind of an obstacle course. I kind of moved back and forth, and then I did an orbit at the end of it. But since there was gimbal control in the orbit, it failed the mission there every time. So each camera I have going through the obstacle course, but it just dies when it hits orbit. But that's okay, because I have basically the drone in 3D space, in the exact same space with all three cameras. So that should be a pretty interesting comparison. And then I'm going to do the bike test and the car tests. And then once I'm done with those 4 tests, I'm going to put out a couple videos. The videos are a little crazy. It's not that hard to sync the videos up, but with Insta360, there's an extra step. So the camera records in log, but it also records in Insta360 video file format. So it doesn't record. You can record an MP4, but to really get the best out of the camera, if you want to shoot in pro mode, you need to export the video in Insta360 Studio. And I just realized I was out of focus there. So anyway, it's just a long process of rendering files, but I got some pretty awesome footage out of those cameras. And I think the Insta360 One RS is good. And I'm going to show you some video from Jim's droning tonight that he posted up on the club of a 6K video that he took with it. And the video looks great. But definitely broke it a couple times with the low light tests. And even the footage up in the air was a little shaky. So it's not a perfect camera, but Jim is getting some good footage out of it. I'm going to say he's probably better at that camera than I am. Y'all need to start watching his channel. But that's what we're going to do tonight. I put the invite link. If anybody wants to come chat with me, I put that invite link in the club. And if you are not part of the club, there's a link right there to join the AV club. club.seanidestudios.com is where you can join the club. Once you join the club, and you might not even, I don't know if I put it for club members only anyway. So anyway, but if you go to the club, please join it, and then you can come hang out. Jim's droning said the 6K is not that good in low light. I think the camera is not very good in low light at all. In my low light comparison, of course, the 1-inch was best. The 1RS 4K came in second, and then the 4K came in third. The 4K on the original Insta360 One R was kind of an afterthought. It wasn't the best action camera, to be honest. You can get some good video out of it, but once you put it in Insta360 Studio, you've got to remove the noise and remove the grain. Once you do that, it's usable footage. But in my test where I tested it against the original DJI Osmo Action and I believe the GoPro Hero 9 at the time, stabilization was great. So Jim said the new 4K mod is very good. I agree with that. HDR actually looks really good. I used the HDR in the golden hour and I looked weird. It couldn't figure out my skin tones very well. But yeah, how's everybody's week going? My week's going pretty good. It's just been crazy busy. Here in Tennessee today, I don't know if it's countrywide, but here in Tennessee is election day. And so my wife went to school, but my kids did not. So my kids were here all day, so I didn't get much work done. I mean, I went to meetings and I built a prototype, but my 10-year-old daughter tends to be a little needy. So Stephen Jones says, don't you need a 6K monitor to see it in 6K? Yes, but 6K has its benefits. You can crop in if you're posting in 4K. You can actually zoom in without losing resolution, so that's a plus. But and then when you upload 6K video to YouTube, it'll compress it so your 4K video will look better. It's stupid, but that's how it works. But Stephen Jones, you'll notice that I noticed you made a comment that it looks great on your 4K monitor. You'll notice that it looks his 6K video, like you can go to his video and you can make it in 4K or you can make it in 6K, and you'll notice the 6K does look better on your screen. But you're shooting on a better sensor and you're uploading a better video, and so the better the video, the less the compression affects it. So yeah, I think his video looks great in 1080p as well. We're going to show it in 1080p tonight. But if you want to go to his channel, or go to the club and look at it on the club, it looks great. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I forgot to move my microphone over. So there's that. But yeah, that's what we got on the show tonight. If somebody shows up, it'll be more interesting. If nobody shows up, then we are going to go till probably 7:45, 8, and then I'm going to call it a night. I have a guy interested in my DJI Mavic Pro, so I might be selling that soon. And then one of the projects in my mind is to create a 3D print so I can use my Insta360 One R 360, like the 360 mod, the 360 split. I want to create a basically a way to just take half of the lens and put it on a GoPro mount. And with that, I'll be able to put one on. I'm trying to turn my DJI FPV drone into a kind of a weird little 360 drone. We'll see if that works or not. But anyway, that's in the works. But who knows if that'll work at all. It's just something I thought about, and I've been wanting to. I love the fact that I have two lenses that I can put stuff between. So pretty excited about that. The other thing that I was thinking about is I can probably record 2 different angles with my 360 split mode, because I basically have a 180 lens. I have 2 180 lenses, and it will record, stitch together a 360 view. So that might be kind of fun to, even though it won't be 360, I can put it in Final Cut and get a couple different views from it. I thought about doing like a bug eye camera. So anyway, that's one of my thoughts. I'll probably completely screw up the horizon on it, but we'll see. So tell me about y'all's week. So Jim's Droning asked me, have I ever put an action camera on a gimbal? Yes. I've got several videos out. Actually, my video footage on my channel of Disney World, I think I put that on my channel, is with the gimbal. And it was done with the GoPro Hero 10. I also have a lot of videos where I've put the original DJI Action on a gimbal. Got some great footage of that with that. But yeah, your 6K footage on a gimbal should be pretty cool. Let me see if I can. I had you up, but yep, that works. All right. So I searched for Shawnide Studios gimbal. I've got so this right here is the Smooth Q. And this is an older video, but this is a great little gimbal. Smooth Q 3-axis gimbal. And I put everything on it. I use it for my phone. And then there's an ad. Stupid ads. Just kidding. We're going to have to get through this ad. I wonder if I get like double revenue if I'm playing an ad on my channel. All right, let's get it. This is with the GoPro. I think that's the GoPro 7. But basically what I did there was I used a phone gimbal, and the gimbal worked fine with my GoPro, and I believe that was the Hero 7 or 8. I'm not sure, but that was a little $100 gimbal. And then that's not me. And then this is one where I took, getting all kinds of stuff going on. This is with the Smooth Q, and I've got the GoPro Hero 5 Session on it. So the Hero 5 Session didn't have the best stabilization, so that's what I got this footage with. So you can get that that gimbal really cheap now. Let's see. There's my son. And then the latest video I did, this is a wonderful gimbal. If you're going to get a gimbal, this is the one you need to get. This is the Zhiyun Crane M2. Okay. It is an amazing little gimbal. This is me kind of vlogging with it. This is back in October. So I did a double unboxing in this video. This is the one I think you should watch. Jim. I did an unboxing of the GoPro Hero 10. So there's that. And then this is the Zhiyun Crane M2. It's a tiny little gimbal, and it'll actually hold a mirrorless camera. Like a little point and shoot camera. So I got it for my point and shoot Canon that I have. I can also use, it comes with a phone adapter. So this is the case. Open it up, and you've got a phone adapter. That's the plate, kind of the mounting plate. All that. This one comes with a GoPro mount, which is awesome. And I don't see it yet. Maybe it comes with the GoPro mount. Maybe it doesn't. I have a feeling it doesn't now that I'm watching this. But all you need is a GoPro quarter 20 to a to GoPro. So this is me putting the GoPro. So I was able to put the GoPro with the media mod and all that. So it'll definitely hold. It'll hold your 1-inch edition if you have it. And here's kind of what it looks like. Beautiful footage. I don't have the stepping up and down very well when I use my gimbal, but yeah. So you can kind of watch, if you look at the sides, you can watch me stepping up and down. But great footage from the camera. And it's tiny, so you can get it into tiny places. So Jim's got the iSteady 4 Pro. Nice. Every once in a while, there's like a weird thing with the image stabilization. Like some people have reported that they have issues with their stabilization not doing very well with the gimbal. But to me, that's kind of hogwash. The better you hold, like the more steady you hold that camera, the better the image stabilization is going to be, because it's not going to have to work that much. So, and this was me just sitting the gimbal down on the bleachers and then moving the joystick. So it has a nice little smooth panning, things that I can't do handheld very well. And I thought vlogging turned out really, really well with the wide lens and I think I'm filming in linear. So I might do a vlogging video with the Insta360 One RS. That might be a good idea. Break this gimbal back out. So I wanted to share your video, Jim. So I think we're going to do that now. So Jim, I don't know that you have to turn off the stabilization. I think all that you should get all the help you can get, especially us older fellas. You know, our hands aren't as smooth as they used to be. We get a little shake in there. So I would let the camera do what it does best, and let your gimbal do what it does best, and then see what happens. You can do a test, one with stabilization on and one with stabilization off, and see if that helps. But I don't think it will. But yeah, you can see right there, I can see every step you're taking. The horizon's really, really good, but when you're close up to things, you can definitely see those steps. I think the colors look great. Did you use Color Plus in the Insta360 Studio, or is this MP4 straight out of the camera? So Eat More Possum, that the gimbal that I just showed you, the M2, you can use a thick case on it. I won't buy a gimbal that doesn't allow for a thick case. So Jim is just holding it in his hand here. Jim used Insta360 Studio to render his footage, but did not use Color Plus. So this is, did you use HDR? Did you shoot it in HDR, Jim? Those horses are beautiful. I love like the tan snout. Is it a snout? Do horses have snouts? I love the colors, especially with that blue barn in the background, blue roof on that barn. Um, the one thing I did notice on like cloudy days is if you look at those trees over there, the Insta360 has kind of a, I don't know, the color is weird to me. I always like to add, make the temperature cooler, just to get rid of all that brown. Um, but so Jim said he just used the 6K setting. It turned out really good. I love wet wood, and that sounds perverted, but um, but I love nature, but I love kind of nature right after it's rained a little bit. Everything is nice and clean and crispy. Oh, I was petting the horse. What's that horse doing? That's funny. Um, Please don't feed the horses. Yep, it has a really shallow depth of field. Um, I wish you could change that a little bit. But that is the video from Jim's droning. And I have one more video to show. This video is a bridge. This is the video that Steven Drones put up this week. And he's got an ad on his video, so I'm going to watch his ad so he gets some money. But we're not going to watch his ad because I don't know how that works. So I'm going to skip the ad. Back there. Bridge to Nowhere. That's a cool bridge. Is that a walking bridge, Steve? I see you down there with your truck. So are those bridges that were gonna go somewhere and then they never did? Were they gonna build an interstate there? And because those bridges are pretty big. There he is, 6-blade hat on, representing. They ran out of money. That's silly. So this is a funny story from Micronac. He says, in the Army, I would sneak down to the stalls and ride the major's horse bareback. He never found out I did it. And he did it a lot. That's pretty funny. I've never ridden a horse bareback. I've probably ridden 3 horses in my life. I've had relatives that had horses, but never really lived close to them. There's a lot of people in my life that actually have horses, but but yeah, I haven't ridden many horses in my life. One was like a horseback, like you'd go and it was like riding go-karts, but like you go to this farm and you pay a bit of money, and you'd have a guide that would take you through this horse trail. And I think this was like kind of right after my parents' divorce. And so my dad was like, on the weekends, I'd go to his house and he would always try to have some sort of activity for us to do together. And I must have been like 13, and my horse had a mind of its own, and it just started going off the path, and they had to chase me down and grab the straps or whatever, the bit, and slow it down. So that kind of terrified me a little bit. And then I had a friend that got thrown from a horse, and he broke his shoulder. He landed right on his shoulder. So that kind of scares me a little bit. Then I rode a camel when I was in Israel on the Mount of Olives overlooking Jerusalem. It was like there's Jerusalem on one hill, and then Mount of Olives is like on the next, like it's the next hill. Beautiful ride. But there was a girl that I liked at the time that wanted to ride with me, and I was the gentleman, so I let her have the saddle, and I got the shoulder. And if you've ever ridden a camel, they have these 2 little shoulder blades, and those shoulder blades were right in my crotch, and like they just punched me in the crotch the whole ride. I hated it. So uncomfortable. But I had to put on a good face because I didn't want her to think I was weird or anything. But tired. Jim said he had a pony, and he did some bareback in his teens. And then Micronac said, I work on a champion hunter jumper horse farm for 2 summers. Got good at riding. Nice. My dad and his twin brother had Shetland ponies whenever he was a kid. And he said in order to get the saddles on really tight, they'd punch the horse in the stomach. and then let all the wind out, and then they'd pull the saddle tight. That's how they did that as kids. It's kind of inhumane, maybe. It's probably not much different than just kicking the horse in the side a whole bunch of times so it'll move. So Mike said, remember horses being around $30,000 to $50,000 in the 80s. That's crazy. I never even thought about how much a horse costs. Probably be cheaper to buy a colt and then raise it. I don't know. My sister, she teaches people how to ride horses, and she went to a college in Kentucky that had like a horse program. So she knows all about horses. She used to ride like show horses. So there's all these pictures of her in this weird outfit, but she would kind of walk. This is my stepsister, so I didn't really grow up around her whenever she did all that stuff. But yeah, and then she told me a funny story about excuse me, the farm that she worked at. She had to go to the airport, and she had to pick up this horse semen, and it was like from some thoroughbred, like just amazing horse. And she said it was like $20,000 semen. And so she had to pick it up from the airport and bring it back to the farm, and then they inseminated a bunch of I don't know what a female horse is, but they. So anyway, I was just amazed that, like it was like a cooler that it had like the semen in it, and I just thought that was crazy. Um, but yeah. So so one of the videos that I did this week, they're on my other computer, so I can't show them to you. But I took the Insta360 One R. I took all three cameras and I put them on my DJI Inspire. I might go retake those videos and do a proper kind of launch, like take off, and then since I know that I'm not going to hit any trees, I might do kind of up and down in the obstacle course. But I don't know. But what else you guys want to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about tonight. I saw there were some videos about the leaks about the DJI Mini 3. So I'd be interested to hear if you guys have any thoughts on that. I think the minis are cool because you can fly kind of under the radar, and you don't have to necessarily register the drone and all that kind of stuff. But I had a conversation this weekend that if you're flying FAA, you need to register your drone. If you're making money with it, you need to register your drone. He didn't like that conversation very much. But we can see what the leaks look like. Stand by. All right. So I want to go ahead and cite where I'm getting this information. So I'm getting this from dronedj.com. Okay. So let me maybe put a banner up there. All right. So I'm citing the information. So if anybody has a question as to where this information is coming from, I'm getting it from dronedj.com. All right. So here is a picture of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. It looks like it's got sensor. Can you guys see that? It's got sensors on the top, sensors on the bottom, and the gimbal is different than it. It kind of reminds me of Parrot's design, the Parrot AI, but I'm not sure what's going on there. So, days after the Netherlands-based DJI retailer revealed every last detail about the Mini 3 Pro drone by accidentally publishing a product page online, something similar has taken place in the UK. An authorized seller is showing the highly anticipated drone as available for purchase today, and according to the sale page, the 48 megapixel 4K 60 frame per second drone would cost roughly $1,000 with the DJI remote controller. So that's pretty crazy to spend $1,000 on a Mini. But let's look at the specs. And it looks like the March 10th, which is next week, will be the launch date. When is our stream? Yeah. So it looks like our next stream will be on March 10th or May 10th. So this might be what we're talking about next week. So it's got a 1/1/3 inch CMOS sensor. So that's not going to be that great. Actually, let me look. I want to look on this other. I always compare to the original DJI Mavic Pro just to see what the sensor is on that. So the DJI Mavic Pro has a 1/2.3 inch sensor. Um, (12 megapixels). So let's see. I'm just going to do DJI 1/1.3. All right, well, that didn't help me. 48 megapixels, video with HDR output, tri-directional obstacle avoidance. Oh, Brent popped in and I missed him. Brent, come back in. What's up, Charles? There he is. What's up, Brent?
Hey, man. My audio wasn't working, so I panicked and escaped for a few minutes.
Is that my face?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to hide my screen so we can... Why?
It was an accident. The screen on that old oscilloscope back there,
Oh, it's green.
it's green. And I didn't know I had the chroma key thing turned on, and your face was, it wasn't quite centered. So I actually did center it, but
That's awesome.
total accident.
That's funny. All right,
I
I'm
need
going
to
to go
put
back here.
I need to put Steven drones in there next time.
There you go. Get from that bridge to nowhere video. You get a good shot of him
Oh yeah,
right at the end with the 6 blades hat on.
yeah.
So have you heard much about the Mini 3 Pro?
Just Dad Random's been quite the leak detector, so he's been keeping us informed on that. Yeah, it's interesting. Pretty big sensor, right? 1 over, what'd you say, 1.3?
1 over 1.3. Whenever they put those points in there, it drives me crazy. Like 4/3, I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they put like decimals in the denominator, like
Yeah.
it drives me crazy because it's like a fraction inside of a fraction. It's like Inception.
Yeah, you could put the 1.3 as a fraction, so you're right. It could be a fraction over a fraction.
Yep.
So it's just a bit smaller than a 1 inch, I guess. Just I noticed it had Bluetooth as well. Are there any other drones that have Bluetooth? I don't know if that would be for transferring
image
of
transfer.
possibly.
I wonder
Maybe
why.
quick connection.
Yeah, that's possible. A lot of my camera, a lot of the Insta360 cameras, connect via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and so you can use the Bluetooth as a remote control, or you can use the Wi-Fi to see the picture.
Oh yeah.
So like the Bluetooth is more of a control. Huh, that's interesting. So 1 over 1.3, is that smaller than 1 inch?
Yeah. So yeah. So think about 1 inch divided by 1.3 inches. So the result's going to be smaller.
Gotcha.
But
So it's so it's not like 1 over 1 is 1.
Yeah. 1 over 2.3 is, I think, is what like the Mavic Pro is, Mavic Zoom.
Yeah.
So that's quite a bit smaller than 1 inch. So we're getting closer on the mini drones to 1 inch.
I don't know how they're doing it. Well, I mean, I guess the 1 inch, the Insta360 1 inch is pretty small. So if you put all the rest of the workings, if it's just a lens and a sensor, and everything else is in the drone,
It's like, what's the aperture? 1 point something. Pretty good aperture, right? Pretty wide. I think it's
on this. It just says the ISO supports HDR. I don't see.
Yeah, Charles.
90 degrees for vertical shooting. But it still doesn't point straight up, right?
Kind of looks like it
90
could.
degrees looks
Yeah.
like it just points straight down. Oh, well,
Like for vertical video, like for Instagram or. Yeah, Charles put in the chat 1/13/10. There you go. 1/13/10.
okay, that's good. Someone's in the background doing the math. So about a 0.75.
If you love fractions, there you go.
So 4K 60 frames per second, 1080 120 frames per second. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So quickly switch between landscape and portrait with just a tap. The re-engineered camera gimbal rotates 90 degrees, so you don't have to compromise on image quality.
Oh, so if you want to crop for vertical, then you're not losing since you're not cropping.
Yeah, you're actually, it's like turning your phone.
Yeah.
It's funny how like we used to just yell at people for taking vertical video, and now it's almost preferred with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
You can just turn your phone sideways, I mean,
I know.
is it that hard to turn your phone sideways?
This is when I feel old.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you stupid millennials. If there's any millennials in here, I'm sorry, or watching later. But it's one of those. This is one of those things that like my whole life. Like, well, most of my life, video was square. Like it was like 4x3.
Yeah.
And then when all the plasmas came out, then it started turning into 16:9, and everybody's like, you have to have your video horizontal. And now TikTok and iPhones, like everybody is like all the action cameras that have come out lately record in vertical mode. And
You have to start
that's the weirdest thing.
You're going to start turning your monitors vertical.
Yeah. I used to always have one monitor vertical so I could write code.
Yeah. I've done that.
And like read read a whole piece of paper at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Charles also says that 1/1.3 is about 0.75 inches. So 3/4 of the way to a full inch.
Yep. So maximum flying height, 4,000 meters. That's over 400 feet, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Slightly.
Why would you? That's crazy.
I guess if you're up in the mountains and you want to. Well, no, they're talking about. Are they talking about AGL or absolute altitude?
That's a maximum flying
sea
height.
level. Over sea level?
You think that's it? Like atmosphere pressure?
Probably, yeah. Like if you're in the mountains and you're flying from Denver or up in the mountains, I guess.
How fast is 16 meters per second? I'm not going to do the math there.
Is that the speed? It's. Oh yeah, 16 meters per second.
So, would you spend $1,000 on this, or would you buy an Air 2S or something like that? Now, from this picture right here, I don't know if this. Oh yeah, so it looks like you can point straight up.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be capable.
Because the sensors they kind of go around. Yeah. I really like that. This, I think the camera is really cool on this guy. I still think it's that the weight of it, I think it's going to be pushed around by the wind.
I wonder if it can truly point straight up, can you get the true 360 panorama of the whole sky?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be cool? So you wouldn't have to.
That would be wonderful.
Photoshop in clouds and stuff.
Yep.
That would be sweet. You get the whole sphere. Just get the complete sphere.
Yep. Paradenoff is the only drone I have that can do it. Now this controller, is that the new controller everybody's going off about?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the same one that comes with the 3, or is this?
I think it's different.
Now I think this controller justifies the new price because it has a screen in
Yeah.
it.
And I hope it's 1,000 nits. I hope at least.
Yep. And check this view of the drone. That camera's sticking out really far.
Oh
So
yeah.
I bet it can point straight up.
Yeah. If they don't allow it to point straight up, that'll be very annoying. Because it's why not? Now those props, I was looking at a different angle. They almost look. They are one piece. I mean, they're. You don't actually have to put the blades on separately, do you?
They screw in. I think these are screws right here.
So would you replace each blade?
Well, it's just like the Paradenoff, I think. Like
There's a
yeah.
center
So
quick release thing.
no, it's not a quick release. It doesn't
Oh.
look like a quick release to me. Because it comes with a screwdriver.
What? That's old school.
Yeah. That controller's nice looking though.
Have you seen what that big door is on the front of the controller?
Big
I
door.
haven't heard anybody say what that is. That flap there, that rubber.
So
Hold the sticks, maybe?
it
Somebody
looks like
suggested?
HDMI.
Oh, man, that'd be nice.
If that has, like, this right here looks like HDMI. The word HDMI. Well, the
Really?
acronym.
Oh, there's wording on it?
It's Pro.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you can I would love, okay, if you can use your FPV goggles with this drone,
Yeah,
then
HDMI out. Yeah.
I'm completely sold.
You could at least use the white goggles, the old white goggles.
Yeah. And then when is the regulations go into effect where we have to what is it called? Remote ID?
Oh, yeah.
When is that coming? That's coming up soon, right? I feel like it's been a year
Yeah.
already since we've been talking about that.
I haven't heard much on that lately. Yeah, within a year or two at least, if not sooner.
So I wonder if this drone falls into that category. Or if we even have to worry about it yet. It's a cute little drone. Not gonna lie. DJI is really good at making me spend money.
No doubt. Yeah. So what's that on the
is-
back there? SD card and
Yeah, USB-C and SD
oh,
card.
USB-C. Okay. Yeah.
Now these look like rear sensors. So the sensors on top are like the Air 2S, where 2 point forward and 2 point back. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
And some on the bottom, of course.
these don't. Oh, so the sensors are right here. I didn't notice those at first. There's like this hole right here. Yeah, no quick release on those blades.
So those sensors look big, but I guess that's just because it's a smaller drone.
Yeah, I wish they had a picture of it next to something so I could see.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be bigger though to accommodate all this gimbal action they got going on. Let's see the. So the Mini 2, I forgot that it looked like a shark.
Oh yeah.
So let's just say that the camera lens is the same size. It might be a little bit bigger, but let's just say it's the same size. The gimbal body, like the everything else that houses the sensor and everything, it widens so it gets bigger. So I feel like this little section right here, this little front part, is probably the same size as this little front part, I think. And then even though it has a bigger sensor, I feel like the lens is still the same size.
It just kind of tapers back or wider on the rear where the sensor is.
Yep. And then so this gimbal would turn left and right and then go up and down, right? So this one, it looks like it'll turn left and right, and there's enough room for it to turn vertical. And then the two side motors control the up and down, and then the one underneath it controls the left and the right.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's a big enough gap in here for the whole thing to spin around. And it's got a huge airfoil. You see that?
Yeah, air scoop, like an air scoop back there.
Yeah. I wonder if that goes right through the whole battery. Let's see where that comes out. I saw something on the belly.
It was 4K, right? At how many frames per second?
4K 60 and then 120 at 1080.
Okay. Yeah.
So it looks
That'll help
like
cool the electronics.
Yeah, so it looks like the huge air scoop in the front, and then probably comes out of the bottom.
And on the top back or somewhere there were some vents, pretty big vents on the top tail. There, see the sides
right,
up there? Yeah,
right here.
pretty big holes. Yeah.
So here's the battery. The battery is all along here. Yeah, so that there's just air going through that whole drone. That's pretty good. It probably heats. It probably generates a lot of heat.
Yeah, packing a lot of power into that little drone.
Yeah. Now I wonder how cheap the outside's going to be. Like I think my original Mini, the shell was really thin.
Yeah,
I don't know if it had anything to do with heat dissipation or anything like that, but compared to like the Air 2S is a solid thick shell, and the Mini 2, like it just kind of felt like it felt like a toy.
Yeah, you notice the sides of the gimbal there, those little plastic fairing there.
Yeah.
Those looked pretty thin, especially in the prototype shots, and it was kind of bent a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I think one of those prototype shots was actually crashed, so that may be one reason why it looked weird.
That's
36
really
miles, 36 miles per hour. That's what.
Oh, we got someone did the math.
Jim and Charles were saying that, so that's pretty good for a little drone, I think.
Yep. I wonder how good it is in the wind.
Well, the Mavic 2 is surprising in the wind, surprisingly steady.
Yeah.
But these are a lot lighter, so.
It's a cute little drone. I like the front attachment, but I'm having a hard time figuring out where that goes. Maybe it's upside down. probably upside down.
I think maybe it snaps under the top and then.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Let's see. Man, I still can't read that. It looks like the knobs screw into the bottom here. Does that look like a threaded hole right there? These two?
I think it's like the smart controller. It's just kind of for a lanyard.
Oh, okay.
It's got like you can get 2 rings and put in there, and then have a lanyard clip on or whatever.
And then on the controller, what do we have? C, N, and S. That's cinema?
Oh, could be.
Or
Normal,
maybe
maybe?
these are from another country and it's a different language. S is sport.
Yeah.
What would N be?
Normal, I guess. And C is cinematic. C could be cinematic.
Cinematic, normal, and sport.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Well,
Cinelike, yeah.
my birthday's next week, so my birthday's May 9th. So if I get any money, May 10th, I might be spending it.
Yep.
Gosh, $1,000 though.
Yeah. Yeah, the controller's about as big as the drone.
Yep. That'd be a great little drone to take to camp with me. I'm not gonna kill a kid with that drone.
No.
Might cut his hair a little bit, but I like the controller a lot. I love the idea. All the controllers that I have that I don't have to use my phone, I love them.
Yeah.
But Jim said he's going to buy me the Mini 3 for my birthday. Thanks, Jim. So let me introduce you to the Super Chat.
Yeah. The easiest way to do that.
There's also a tip button on every one of my videos now. Oh, but that's really cool. I never got the Mini 2. I had the Mini. Almost got the Mini 2. But I bought a Spark instead because I love the Spark so much. But man, that's a cool drone.
I wonder how quiet it is.
My original Mini, I feel like it was like a hornet's nest. I think it had I think my original Air was the most annoying drone. Like as far as sound goes.
That's what I hear. That's what people say.
So
yeah.
It was a horrible sound. Make your little oscilloscope back there just go nuts. Or whatever that's called. What is that called?
Yeah, oscilloscope.
Oscilloscope. I got it right.
Shawnoscope.
Shawnoscope. Yep. Riding the wave.
Where's Nacho been? Haven't seen Nacho in a
know.
while. Out Subaruing, I guess.
Probably. I saw a bunch of pictures of him in his Subaru jacket.
Yeah.
Doing all of his...
He's got the sweet Subaru swag, right? He's an ambassador, I guess. Official.
Yep. All right, let's see. See what we got here. All right, so now I'm going to change my banner just so I don't get sued. Credit where credit's due. Right. So we've seen that. Here it says $1,080. That's a weird number. All right, here's some good specs. So maximum, dang it, 16 meters per second. That's different. Didn't we say 30 meters per second on the other one?
Yeah, I thought it was more.
Maximum speed 16 meters per second, 4,000 meters. 64-minute charging time for 34 minutes of flying time. So 34 minutes per battery is still really good. Suitable for outdoor. I'm glad they put that on there because that Tello was not suitable for outdoor, even though people tried it. You control it with a remote. That's a good bullet point. Wi-Fi enabled. So I wonder if Wi-Fi enabled, you don't have to have your controller. Remember on the Pro, you could switch it from remote Wi-Fi to RC. Um, 16 and up. This item is not a toy. So it's not suitable for children under 3 years old, but it's for ages 16 up and up.
What?
There's a little gap there. Maybe because the 3 and under will choke on the screws, maybe.
Only for domestic use?
What does that mean?
Can only use it in
What's domestic? That's weird. Oh, so this is maybe the warnings are for the kids. Must be. So don't use it with your wife. Don't use it under direct supervision. Oh, wait, no. You must be under supervision of an adult. This drone does not provide protection. What does that mean? No contraceptives with your... Sorry, this is going somewhere. To prevent possible injury by entanglement, remove this toy when a child starts trying to get up on its hands and knees into a crawling position. What the heck? So this item is not a toy, but to prevent possible injury by entanglement, remove this toy when the child starts trying to get up on his hands and knees. I feel like this is like the instructions and the warnings were written in Chinese or Japanese, whichever, and then someone tried to translate it, but they didn't know English.
Yeah.
And so they just copied and pasted some English text in there.
From Google Translate.
Like, to prevent possible injury, don't remove the toy when your child's standing on its hands and knees. That's okay. So these are all the same pictures. Ooh, that's a new picture. Blades. It's short and fat. I kind of like that. It's like me. All right. So the Fly More kit, 2 intelligent flight batteries, charging hub, a backpack. I have a feeling it's not a backpack. I feel like it's a satchel.
Yeah.
Like a little man purse.
Mm-hmm.
2 propellers. 16 and over. This is not a toy. Oh, crap. We're back into this. All right. So there's a picture of it flying. Oh, chip shortages, supply chain, and COVID-19 are likely factors that have contributed to the delayed launch. When was it supposed to launch? Oh, it was supposed to launch in April.
Yeah.
Top speed of hashtag 57 kilometer miles per hour. Or no, is that just kilometers per hour?
Yep.
All right, somebody do the math at 57 kilometers per hour. All right, that's all we get. So that looks pretty cool. 36 miles per hour, Jim said. That's pretty decent for a little tiny little drone. I still wonder how tiny it's going to be. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be the same size as the Mini 1 and 2, or is it going to be a little bit bigger to accommodate the new drone, the new gimbal stuff?
Did it say it was under 250 grams?
Yep, it's right on the
Okay.
belly.
Oh, right. Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
249 right there. Oh, I'm pointing at it and you guys aren't looking at it anymore. Well, dang it. I've been trying to save up for a cinema camera, but I'll probably buy that. I need to sell my other drones, though. I need to sell my Air and my Pro. Maybe that's what I'm going to do.
You going to hang on to the Inspire for a while?
I'm having some fun with that Inspire.
Yeah, it's a fun bird. Nothing cooler than an Inspire, though. Just the way it takes off. And
my favorite thing about it is what it looks like in the sky. You can very easily see it and very easily tell which direction it's pointing.
Mm-hmm.
Like all my other drones are kind of like this little dashed line. But the Inspire with its, it's kind of crane looking.
Yeah.
Like it's really easy to, because the test that I was doing yesterday was, I was flying it without a camera. So I had the Insta360 cameras hanging from it. And I was running Drone Link. And whenever it got to the point where it was going to go into orbit, I'd get an error on Drone Link that said gimbal operation failed. Well, it didn't even have a gimbal attached to it. And so then it just started hovering right where it was. And I thought it was just going to still do the orbit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to still do the orbit, but not worry about the fact that it didn't have a camera attached to it. But yeah. So then I had to fly it back to myself, and it was really easy for me to just point it at me and then fly straight towards me. And I'm getting really good at flying backwards, like flying towards me instead of flying away from me. So who said the Karate Kid? What are we talking about now? I'm lost. Still trying to sell Mavic 2 Pro, has a zoom camera, also to swap out. Well, Jim, if you want to swap your Mavic 2 Pro with my Mavic 1 Pro, I'll do an even swap if that's what you want to do. Comes with 3 batteries and a car charger.
Yeah. Yeah, the cameras on the Mavic 2 are pretty easy to swap out, as Jim knows. As I know, since I ran over my Mavic 2 Zoom with my car. So I actually bought a second Mavic 2 Pro and swapped out it and and used the existing Zoom camera, which wasn't hurt in the unfortunate rollover.
Did you piece it out, or did you fix it? I can't remember.
It was unfixable. The body, it was crushed. My truck ran over it. So, but the camera, the gimbal was perfectly fine. That's why I put it on a new Mavic 2 body that I bought.
Okay. I didn't know if you were going to part it out like your Inspire.
Yeah, I tried to save nothing.
Sell
savable,
the motors,
really.
sell the blades, sell the.
I ran over it good. Yeah. I did finally get to fly FPV this last weekend. I burn out a motor on this one again. For some reason, if I go full throttle, like straight up in the air or chasing a vehicle, it burns out a motor every time. So I'm trying to
Really?
figure out. It's got the factory tune. It's got, props that are about the right size for these motors. So someone said I need to tune it in
Yeah.
beta flight, but man, that's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. Can you put limiters, like put a limit on it?
Yeah, there's couple different settings where you can limit the current. Guess you just have to put it at a setting and then try it.
If you put bigger blades on it, will the motors work less or do they work harder?
They work harder, yeah, from my
Okay.
understanding. Yeah. But they said, yeah, I don't know.
Are you running the 2 or the Go 2 or the original Go?
Yeah, the peanut.
Oh, the Peanut.
Yeah.
Is the Peanut any lighter than the Go 2 or is it just have a button on it?
It's a little heavier because the case is more rigid.
Oh, okay.
And
And
not a whole lot heavier.
Doesn't it dissipate heat better?
I think that's because I think it's metal. I think. Sure
Okay.
feels like it.
That drone's not much bigger than that camera is.
And I kind of messed up my.
Oh no.
It just came off the grommets.
Yeah. Did it do that in flight or did it do that when it hit the ground?
Yeah, whacked the ground pretty good.
Yeah. I've been putting a little like fishing line in each one of my grommets all the way through. So even if the grommet comes loose, it doesn't drop. Because if your camera, like if all the weight just like shifts really fast, it can throw your drone off. So especially with my Inspire hanging stuff on it, I don't want the drone to just all of a sudden just start hanging. My Inspire would probably be okay, but it really just keeps the grommets from ever coming loose because they can't travel, like they can't separate because of that fishing line.
Yeah. I have a zip tie on one of the grommets for that purpose. Otherwise, it probably would have ripped it off and then ripped my camera cable out, which would have been bad.
And you'd have lost your footage.
Yeah, fishing line that's a good idea though because it's lighter
and strong. It's got a really good tensile strength
and not as rigid. So it's
hard to tie in a knot though.
Yeah, it is
because it's like a plastic
nylon or something.
Yep. But so how's your week going? Anything new on the farm?
Just a little bit of flying. Still got the wind, although I haven't. The wind's been blowing here like 30 miles per hour every day for 2 months. So I think it's our windiest April since at least the early 90s.
Oh wow!
But we had like three hours of wind abatement on, I guess it was Saturday. It was a nice day, so I got to fly.
It's all Al Gore's fault. Global warming. I don't know. It's been a weird year this here as well. Like what I've noticed is the dandelions in our yard are crazy this year, like all over the neighborhood, because it's been so windy. So they've spread, and then it's been so cool here that they haven't got to the part where they're dying of heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yet, so they're just like they're flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about buying a little dustbuster so I can go down in my yard and suck up all the seeds of dandelions. Because I was clipping them off, but then they'd fall, and I try to
Be-
get all as many as I could, but I should just suck up all those seeds and then put them
Yep.
in my neighbor's yard. But well, I appreciate you hanging out, Brent.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I'm going to call it a night. Till the next video. But I decided not to. We talked about last week about designing some bandanas. I decided not to do those because Spreadshirt doesn't have a way to. I would assume that they print them flat, but there's no way to place the design on the flat square. They just have it tied around someone's neck, and this is what it's going to look like. And so there's like this little triangle of space that you put a design into, and I had no way of figuring out exactly what that's going to look like. So I've decided not to. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm going to create a group on the club this week, and it's going to be called Live Stream Share. And what I want to do is, I know, Brent, you watch Dead Random and some other people. I know I see some people on Adrian's channel and Art's channel. And so I want to get an area where you guys can put what live streams you'd like to go watch. And I'm going to create a calendar on the AV Club and put everybody's times of everybody's live streams. So hopefully it'll we can all. I'd like to hang out with you guys and not host the show at the same time. I'd like, I want to be in the peanut gallery too, but it'd be nice to schedule my life around some sort of schedule. So
will that be something we can add people to, add shows to, or suggest?
Yeah. So I'm just going to make the group, just join the group, and then add whatever shows you like to go watch. Okay. And I'll try to, during the week, I'm going to try to go to all of them and just see what they're all about. I know some of them are more FPV based. Some of them are like I forget he used to come and hang out, but I went to join his show one night, and it was a bunch of people smoking marijuana and talking about FPV drones. And I went on as a guest, and I just couldn't relate to them. And they had tiny little FPV drones, and they taught me a lot about FPV that night, about saying that I was too aggressive in buying my first FPV drone with 6S batteries on it. Like I should have put, didn't know what I always want to get the best, but the FPV world's a completely different monster. But anyway, Jim said there's too many lives out there. But I know like Nay has his live streams, and Adrian invited me on his channel this weekend, but I was too busy. But Mike said I did some videos of ice storm drone racing in Wisconsin last weekend. There was an ice storm in Wisconsin last weekend. See, it's May.
Yeah.
Like, it should be like hot. I'd love to get. I'm gonna look up the videos that. Do you remember the videos that Daniela showed us of the underground cave racing, like the drone cave racing? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Inside a cave?
Yeah. And it was wherever she's at. I don't remember if she's from Germany or I can't remember exactly where she was from, but yeah, she likes to come on here and talk politics. So I try not to encourage that a lot, but every once in a while she'll show me a video and it's really cool. So, Mike said name of the drone race. First race in Wisconsin, I guess. I don't know what's going on there. But I'm going to call it a night. Everybody say goodbye to Brent. Happy trails. I like your picture of me in the background. So,
All right.
night, man.
All right. Later on.
See ya. All right, y'all. That was a good chat with Brent Newman. Eat More Possum, aka. It's a pretty good chat tonight. Didn't know where tonight's live stream was going to go. It ended up going towards the DJI Mavic Mini 3 Pro, which is coming out next Tuesday, looks like. So we will be discussing that drone next week. We'll be watching videos of footage probably, and see what that new camera is all about. I hope the camera does all the things that I hope the gimbal of the camera does all the things that the Paradinafi can do. I hope it points straight up. I hope it points straight down. It looks like the whole camera can rotate, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if the camera can rotate or the whole gimbal can rotate, but either way, I think that's pretty awesome. So yeah, we're going to check that out next week. I'm 45 today and I will be 46 next week. So I will be older and wiser and probably a little dumber as well. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful week. Hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos about drones, action cameras, 360 cameras, and regular cameras. Have a wonderful week, y'all. Peace out.